Boom. Some of this? Some of this? Some water. You got your own water. Some of that. Hot Time was good. Arowana Esquire was good. Cash Dollar Green Hemp, what's up? Some of this? Yeah. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? JXO, what's good, man? I missed you this weekend. Yeah, I was out in the valley. Big shout out. Oh, cookies. Big shout out to my man Wayne. SoCal Canna Bar out in the valley. Excellent time. Got a chance to check that out. My man Mr. Cannabis hooked that up. Big shout out to Mr. Cannabis. Doing his thing over there at Clade 9. Mr. Vision and Junior Vision. She is the future. Ellie Oxen Free, what's good? What's happening? Yes. For everybody who got the email this morning, Maison Type. There's our clothing manufacturer partner. My homeboy Ryan out there in New York. We have our launch. So our second run of the clothing, our hemp clothing brand, is going to be launching on Thursday. I'll be out there in Flatiron District. Shout out to the Stone Age. My homegirl Sasha Perelman and her team. We're doing our pop-up out there in Flatiron District, doing our thing. You get to see our new gear as well. It'll be available for order this week. And we got some awesome new styles that we're going to be dropping at the pop-up out there. So if you're out in New York, hit a brother up. Love to have you out there with us and show some love. Let's hop into it today. Today's story. Let's see. Boom. So today's story is coming out of New Cannabis Ventures. It's Humble and Fume creates California Cannabis Distribution JV funded by alcohol distributor, the Johnson Brothers. So if you've been visiting California, driving down from Canada for years now, you love the landscape, the people, the weather, the weed, all that, but you really can't stand the roads. You've had multiple blown tires, potholes. The traffic is absolutely horrendous near big cities. The speed limits really aren't up to what you think is optimal for your humble Canadian traveling needs. And even the font that they use on the signs pisses you off because after 20 plus years of putting up with mediocrity, fuck it, you're petty now. Yep, it's been decades of the same old shit, and California just can't seem to get its act together. It's starting to become a major buzzkill for you and the fam. Each trip down, any normal tourist would say, you know what? I'm going to find another spot to vacation, but not you. You want the best, Mr. Canadian. You woke up in a Bugatti next to Drake, riding shotgun. You built different than the rest of these plebes. And so what's the solution? You buy the damn roads. Seems to be the path that Canadian cannabis and accessories distributor Humble and Fume has taken as they announced the completion of their $8 million private placement to advance expansion of cannabis distribution in the United States from Green Acre Capital, representing 15% of Humble's issued and outstanding common shares. Green Acre intends to invest an additional $2 million US dollars to form a joint venture with Humble, focused on accelerating expansion into cannabis distribution operations in California. Green Acre received funding for the private placement by entering into an option agreement with wine, spirits, and beer distributor behemoth Johnson Brothers, who purchased its rights for $8 million. The $8 million private placement by Green Acre Capital and Distribution Corp is to acquire 15% of Humble, with an LOI to complete definitive agreements for an additional $2 million for the formation of a JV for a further $10 million of additional capital on a non-dilutive basis to bring Green Acre's interest up to 50%. Johnson Brothers funds will be used to execute on Humble's expansion strategy of cannabis distribution operations in California. But here's the kicker. Minnesota-based Johnson Brothers is known for their expertise in U.S. alcohol distribution in the United States. They now have the right to acquire Humble equity outright once cannabis has been, quote unquote, sufficiently federally legalized in the United States, so that an equity investment by Johnson Brothers in Humble will not adversely impact United States federal and state beverage alcohol licenses held by Johnson Brothers or any of its subsidiaries or affiliates. They're creating a separate path so they can double dip in alcohol, also in cannabis. Listen to this part. All right. Humble and Greenacre intend to establish a JV and to engage in the business of cannabis distribution in the United States, initially in California. And the JV will be funded through aggregate contributions of $10 million, $8 million coming from Humble, using the private placement funds of $2 million in cash from Greenacre. So an 80-20 split by Humble and Greenacre, respectively. Greenacre also gains the right to increase its ownership in the JV 50%, investing up to an additional $8 million over the next 2 years. So what's all that mean? Canadian Greenacre Cannabis Capital has been around since 2016, and it's in between its two funds, properly named Fund 1 and Fund 2. They've built up a war chest of roughly $105 million in capital to play with. They've had moderate to decent success with their portfolios, but they see now is a time to really step up things on the movement end. And the big target right now is California. What do? Through one of their assets, Humble and Fume, they take on an investment from Johnson Brothers Liquor Distribution with current revenues of over $500 million, making them one of the biggest in the game. Their intent is to use their expertise in the liquor distro game to shift seamlessly into ours. California can't seem to get their shit together in the distro lane, so yeah, they got next. Is it going to work? Who knows? But distribution companies across the state are scrambling as they face high taxes and saturated field of competition. So now might be the perfect time for a Canadian giant bull like this one to walk down the hill, see all those little distribution cows grazing aimlessly, and fuck them all. So let's get into these questions real quick here, man. So with high taxes, convoluted laws, and razor-thin margins, is California distribution network a prime target for major corporate takeover like this? Yes, it is. We just had a lot of issues with the distribution lane. People have not been, seeing the value as they should in a lot of these distribution channels, and they've been ripped off, quite frankly. As with a lot of the other lanes, I'll get to that in a second here. You're going to have big companies, big corporations are going to come, and they're going to try to take them over. They're going to try to take over the entire industry if we let them. So we are a target. It's not just the distro lane. It's the retail lane. It is the lab testing. It's pretty much everything across the board. It's been a race to the bottom. I kind of see everything in the first years of legalization in all of the states. You can look at it as like buying a brand new luxury car. The first 3 to 5 years, you're going to get all the depreciation taken. Whoever buys that car right off the lot is going to eat it. Whoever gets a CPO is going to get a great deal. And if they got heavy pockets, they're going to be able to make all the payments. And they're probably going to have a great warranty with it as well. Is it pretty much a sure bet that we'll be seeing all the different licensure lanes in California and other states with similar structures fall to major corporate interests as well? If they don't band together, we got to see more unity in the ranks of the ranks across the board from the people who've been here from the beginning, man. The time is now. So you got to see all this activity in the financial sector, all this activity in politics. The shit's happening. It's going to happen quicker than anybody wants to give credit for, and quicker than anybody wanted to believe in the beginning. And the time is now to band together with whoever you think is your competition And be ready to make moves. If you're looking, be ready to make moves. If you're looking to exit, now might be the time to start shopping your company. If you're looking to be in this for the long run, now's the time to start consolidating efforts with your friends, with your foes, with anybody you think that you're competing with before. You're not competing with these billion-dollar interests. Just keeping it a buck right there. All right, you're gonna come in here. You're gonna have stronger propositions for the government. You're gonna have stronger propositions for the company, for the community, as far as lower prices, because they can do that. They have longer runways. They have deeper pockets, and if we don't get on the same page as far as messaging, it's not going to be a fair fight at all. The one positive is they do not have any connection with the streets. They don't have any connections with the cannabis community from the beginning. And that's where we can actually shine. That's what they need from us. They need that street cred. Everybody knows in this industry, everything goes bottom up. It's from the people first. But stand to fall just like everybody else if you don't get on the same page with the messaging. Own the narrative. Can anything be done to adequately counter big corporations at this point, or is the writing on the wall for mom and pop shops and small startups? The writing is not on the wall yet. You're going to see a lot of blood in the water, man. Just keeping it real. You see a lot of people that have been flexing, acting like, oh yeah, everything's great. They're just going to disappear. A lot of that happened last year. It's going to be even worse going forward. Why? Because now, oh, that's gross, man. Really? Because now the big boys are in the play. Mutual fund players are in. Giant VCs are in. I don't know how many more SPACs we're going to see because they're starting to put the clamps on those. But big money interests are here. And the government can't keep cannabis out of their mouth right now. So I would not be surprised at all if we see more and more consolidation efforts, more and more people teaming up from outside of whether it's California, where I am, any of the other established markets, or even any of the emerging markets. Just be aware of this stuff. And the way you counter it is through community-driven narratives, initiatives. Make sure your paperwork is together. Make sure your business is all up to speed. What you want? And yeah, just make sure you're vocal about stuff, man. Keep your ear to the street. And if you hear something, you see something, say something. We're going to keep on speaking these news facts every single morning on the weekdays, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. on the East Coast. State of Cannabis News Hour, you can get your daily dose. And just remember, here at Cannavision, we are one network, many voices, even voices in the future right here. So I got to go play with Zozo, go cook her some dinner before her mama comes down from work. And then you guys got to remember, man, you look around, ain't much to see, ain't much to do, nowhere else to turn. You can always turn up. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on Clubhouse tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. on the East Coast. But also, make sure you guys hit up Maisontiet, MAISONTIET. Check out our hoodies, man. And if you're in New York on Thursday, come out and check us out, man. Check us out. Okay. All right. I get some hemp clothing for babies too. Got some stuff for the ladies. Some stuff for the fellas. Yeah, she know. No baby shit though yet. Not yet. Just baby shit. All right, y'all. Much love. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.